Curious to know how to keep your petunias blooming all season long? Watch this video and I'll show you how. Hey guys, welcome back to Tracy's Place. I am going to be telling you about these petunias today. I am learning so much about petunias and I just wanted to share it with you. I wanted to wait until my petunia plant kind of got down, just with a few blooms on it so that I can pass along the information that I learned, and it has helped so much. So the petunia, the job of a petunia or any plant that flowers is to flower. But with the petunia, when it flowers, then it thinks that it's done. We want to make it think that it's not done producing flowers. So what you have to do is take off the blooms, and not even just taking off the bloom, but once you've taken off the bloom, there's a little seed there, or seed pod. We want to take that off too, because then it's going to seed. So we don't want that. We want it to keep blooming. So we need to cut off. Now let me get one that's closer for you. And here's a good one right here. And this is what it looks like. And on the inside there, see this little pod thing here? This is going to seed. So we don't want that. We want to keep it blooming. So we cut these off, all of these off. So you look over the plant, find all of those. Some of them could be even harder looking or darker. Let me show you one. See these right here? These have already turned dark. I'll show it to you up close. See that? I'm gonna let that go too long. So we want to cut off all of those, whether they're green or whether they're brownish like this. Cut them all off. And I have a lot of these right here. So you just want to go down as far as you can and cut them off from the plant. Also, if your plant is getting a little leggy, meaning you don't have the greenery down here like you used to and it's growing out, you can snip these off. This has a good amount of blooms on it, but probably in about another week or so I'm going to cut this off right here if it starts getting too long. That way you can keep the shape of your plant really nice and round, and it won't get like kind of naked right here and showing all of that, and it looks scrawny when it does that. You want a nice full plant with nice blooms all over, shaped very nicely. So sometimes you just have to cut those leggy ones off, and believe me, it will reproduce, grow back, and you'll have a full flowering petunia plant. So I'm just going to go all over the plant, get all of the spent blooms off and all of the little seedings off of there, and I'll show you what it looks like afterward. And here's the final look of the pruning. There's still some blooms on there. Of course, you don't want to pick those off. Some of these are just about to bloom out, but all of the dead ones, I got most of those off. And by chance, if you're trying to get these to bloom by the time you have a cookout or something like that, you want to stay on top of it. But if you know when you're having something and you definitely want your front yard or your garden area looking tip-top, make sure to prune your plant back about a week before the event, and you'll have beautiful blooms. You can also do the same with the wave petunias. It'll help them to flower more. These don't need as much attention with the wave petunias. You basically just have to keep them watered really good. You do want to prune them back here and there, of course, get off the dead spent flowering blooms, but these do not need as much care as these flowering ones, I have learned anyway. Also, you want to use Miracle-Gro plant food. They do have other brands, but I use Miracle-Gro and it helps so much, you guys. It helps so much. So I'm going to show you a picture of my before when I pruned them the last time and how they flowered out. I'll show you that right here. As you see here, I'm using the Miracle-Gro plant food, and I just use a scoop and a half or 2 per 2 gallons. This holds about 2 gallons, this container here, and you don't have to go overboard with the food, but you want to get a nice feeding for your plants. So to sum it all up, you guys, with petunias, they love sun, but we know that some petunias get more sun than others depending on where you put them in your yard, but you want to position them so that they get a decent amount of sunlight, let's say that. The ones that are totally in the sun, you want to water those every day. You don't have to drown them, but they need to stay moist. The soil needs to stay moist. The ones that are in part shade, part sun, as long as the soil is moist, they can skip a day. That would be okay. But you just, on all of them, want to pay attention to the blooms, the spent blooms. Get those cut back, get those leggy stems cut off after a while so that your plant can keep blooming. Also, you guys, feed your plants. The Miracle-Gro is great. They may have other brands, I haven't checked those out, but I use the Miracle-Gro and it feeds my plants well. When I prune them back and I keep feeding them on a regular basis, they do excellent. So those are my tips on keeping your petunias blooming.